Hey everybody, it's David, part of the Collective Traveler team here, minus Debbie. I wanted to go over some finds that I found at a couple of big hauls today that I was able to do and share those with you. So right out of the bat, we had just a solid piece for us. It's a pair of Chubby's men's shorts. And so this is a great brand for this time of year. About mid-20s is what we tend to get for those. Next one is one that was new for me not too long ago, but since then, I think it's once you're aware, you start seeing it. And so that's definitely was the case today. So Jamie Saddock. This is a great brand, women's shorts here. And these doing like the mid 30s for us, do well there. All right, so while it's not always the right time of year sometimes for some of the pickups, if it's the right brand, we go ahead and do it because it's cold somewhere. And since we go global with our sales, we want to make sure that we're not missing those opportunities. And if it has to wait a little bit, we can wait a little bit, especially for Patagonia, the Chinchilla. So this is a snap, quarter zip, good colors, nice, nice quality of things with this. Debbie'd be a better one to tell you as far as for these, but I want to say mid to upper 30s for those. And then I've done a lot with waffle net thermal shirts with polo, and so you'll see every color in the rainbow. But this is the first striped one that I've been able to find. And so the blue and yellow here in a large, great size, really, again, good hit for us. I would say upper 20s for this, maybe 30, I'm not for sure, but that's where I'd suspect that would come in at. And then you want to be mindful, whatever you're in the thrift, whether you're a guy or not, because I'll be candid. The first time I went over into sleepwear and getting in the women's section, I was sort of like, I don't know. But it works. And the key thing for me is know what you're looking for and be comfortable with the brands. But Victoria's Secrets, this is a two-piece outfit. Nice printing and everything on here. The scripted everything is just really cute. Great quality, size medium. And again, it's got the long pants. And you just want to check again for from a quality perspective to make sure that everything's in good shape, no tears and things like that. But these are really good. I would say again, probably upper 20s, low 30s for that. But this one, I think I'll have a hard time with Debbie not really followed for this. This is another Victoria's Secrets, but it's the cities that she loves. And so Paris, New York, London, all of the cool sites, buildings and everything depicted on these, just really, really like those. And again, came with the pants for this, again, size medium. So in my mind, you've got somebody that has donated from their wardrobe, whether it's, shrinking, getting larger, whatever the case may be. They just wanted to get rid of those too, and so to our benefit. Another one I pick up anytime that I see is Lululemon t-shirts. Now, again, there's some exceptions, but whatever I see a t-shirt and I can pick it up for $2 to $3, we'll do that. Continuing it. This one is one where comp-wise, I struggled. I'll be very candid. I looked this one up, but it's Athleta, and I've never seen the V-neck vests like this. And there were some good comps for the Athleta, this type of wear, but I've got to do a little bit more research on it. But again, good quality, good brand. We're just going to do a little bit more investigation with that. All right. Looking at the next piece here, this is a Nike large hooded jacket. It's got all zip. I love the bright colors. That's one thing that whatever we talk about, sometimes you'll hear a reference made about David's specials and things. Bright color pops. Those are just things that catch my eye, and they tend to catch everybody's eye. So I'm not special in that, but I will go ahead and do it. And it's got a nice zip pocket on the back. So I like that. These are usually in the 30s for us, so they do well in that regard. And then, let's see here. We've also got one that I have heard about, but I had not found before. This is soft serve. And so a long sleeve tee, green. This one I would imagine, based off of what I saw, would be probably mid to upper 20s. And it had good sell-through rate on that. All right, still within this trip. Found, again, you'll see a little bit of a theme, but Nike, whatever you can pick up Nike, and it has the sitter swoosh in the middle, those are good finds. And those do really well. And then on the back, you've got the embroidered Nike sportswear, and it's got the different material. Again, what makes it unique? What makes it stand out? What'll let someone be and appear different in a crowd? And you've got the kangaroo pouch that goes through here as well. These, I'm going to guess on this one, from what I saw, probably upper 30s for that. And then, let's see here. Oh, good brand, G4. And I've not seen G4 at a hoodie before. I knew that they did it. Arguably, this is new without tag. There's a couple of remnants of where the tags were on this. We got to check it out a little bit more before we make that claim, because you want to be careful with that. But you can also see the 4G, and that's really all it is, 4Gs. Logo down there as well, but just a nice solid piece for us there. And let's see here. I always seem to find pants here lately, and these are Page size 33, and it is Vertigo ankle. And keep in mind, you'll probably correct me on how I say things. I try. That's just the thing. If there's credit or extra credit for trying, I should earn that, but lose some points in the end on actual execution, I know. But with the Page pants, really like those. We've done well with those, usually in the 30s for those as well. Let's see, and then this is the coolest find at this stop for me. Judy Blue, new with tag. And so I was able to find a boot cut, which again, if you can find boot cut, that is great. And as you can see, $8 is what we're paying for this. But this, I don't know the true flip amount that we'll get on this, but I know we usually get in the 30s for the use, upper 20s, low 30s for the use. So we're north of that. And I know Debbie's going to be happy whatever I can show we got the new ones with that as well. And then I've been trying more of these here lately, but Spanx with these pants. I struggle with finding, to be very candid, I struggle with finding the name of them and doing that research. And so what I usually do is come home, if she's not with me, and ask her for some help with it. That's exactly what I'm going to do with these. But overall, the ones I've picked up have done well. Again, mid upper 20s, maybe at the most 30. And those will do well if they fall in that. If not, well, then we'll adjust. I'll learn from that, and then we'll go on from there. The last from this haul was a pair of shoes that I remember being something that I even tried a few years back. And what's funny is these are in my size, but these are men's shoes, size 13. Yep, that's the size that I wear as well. But these are made in Japan. And the comps on this, again, I struggle a little bit with the style, but anywhere from 70s, mid 70s, up to over 100 in some cases. You can tell there's minimal wear on these throughout, and just a solid pair of shoes for outdoors and things like that. But happy to be able to find this at the first haul and having the success there. So the second haul stepped up our game a little bit. Let me just reach off camera here and pull this over to me. So with this one, again, you're seeing things that are in season, things that are out, and you just got to be flexible and sort of a little discerning as you do it. But Ralph Lauren, again, Polo Ralph Lauren, cable knit sweater, yellow, love the yellow. And again, whenever you've got colors like this and patterns and things like this, you want to make sure from a quality perspective it looks good. It's an extra large, great size. You know, this one here in my mind, we may list, I know what I said earlier about the time of the year and stuff. We'll be a little discerning with where we list this, but this will be great for person looking for that type of a style and that type of a look. All right, so this one, Levi's, and again, you're not seeing really the banger yet. It says what I'm really happy about, but we're going to get to those. Levi, this is a lined shirt. We've done well with these before. We've had quick turnarounds. Again, I know from a time of the year perspective, it's a little bit off, but they still have gone well for us. And it's a white tag with that. And the tag colors are important. You want to take a look and be aware of those. All right, this one is going to be, I'll say, more of a project piece for us. It's a mink coat, and it's got Greenblatt's furs, and so this came out of Michigan. I can tell from the tag, but overall, just a really, really nice coat if you're into furs and things like that. And there always are people looking for items like this. It's got a little bit of repair work that we'll have to do to it, and we'll disclose that, and that's obviously what you want to do. But if you've got access to folks that can do that type of work for the right pieces, you want to take those chances and have that as something that you can add into the mix as well. And then just a pair of J. Crew ballet slippers. And again, I'm just going to tell you, it wasn't 10, 12 months ago. I would have just said flats or something like that. But I'm starting to get the names down, and much to Debbie's chagrin, whenever we talk about things like this, because she'll hear the names coming out of me now. But really nice, you know, whatever you take a look at for the wear and stuff, especially on the toes and the bottoms. Just a nice pair of shoes there. All right, and then another J. Crew piece here, like a tweed, black-white tweed jacket, and nice size with that. But this style, again, J. Crew does really well for us in the blazers and the jackets and shoes and things like that. Shorts and some of the others, that's a little hit or miss. But with those pieces I just mentioned, they've done well. This piece here, I'll admit, I picked this up because I personally thought it had something to it. The brand itself, I found some information, and the resell on it was really good. But for this specific piece, I wasn't. It's sports oriented, so Debbie's gonna love it. And again, it's sports, and so I love it. But it is a Sneak Gallery, and it's Muhammad Ali, and very famous picture of him with the knockout, with the fights and things like that. And so, and you can see the picture goes on down the sleeves here. I just really, really thought this was a cool piece. And one of those that, being in the thrift, and you know, there's some times where you're in a little bit more of a hurry than others. This is one of those times for me. I had some other things I needed to do today, and I wanted to make sure that I was able to do that. So I'm doing a little bit more research at home. Ties, I love ties. A couple of reasons. One, low investment, and they could be pretty good returns on these, and they are almost take up no space when you're trying to store them. So this is a Tommy Bahama Off Island silk tie. Just a really nice, pretty print on that. And then we have another Tommy Bahama silk tie, but this one is new with tag. And so love when we can get anything new with tag like that. And again, these are silk ties. Again, we're hitting good on the ties. This one, this is one of my favorite brands of ties. I've worn them whenever, you know, I've had the rolls and the things like that where ties was appropriate, which was the bulk of my career. And this is something that would be a splurge if we were out of town or something like that. But Hermes tie from Paris. You got to be careful from an authenticity perspective. We'll do some more digging into this, but this matches the ones that I have spot on. So I've never found that before in the thrift, and so that was awesome. And then I think that's the last tie, John Varvatos. I never knew John Varvatos did ties, and so he does, because I have proof. There's his tie, and we've got that one as well. All right, and then, all right, we've done, my wife has picked up a couple of these, but Disney embroidered tops shirts. So this is a men's shirt, and you can see it's from the Jungle Book, and so we'll look into that. Again, I'm not quoting on that one because that being that type of a specialty, I'm not 100% for sure, but I know it'll do well for us. Tommy Bahama, all silk shirt, long sleeve. Love these. Love them more whenever there's a hit on the back. This will be in the mid 20s, maybe low 30s for us. Oh, I see. I was wrong. I've got a couple more ties. This is a brand I've not seen before, but Verse 9. And the sell-through on this was a little light, but whatever it sells good. It was in the mid 20s to low 30s. And this one, which I won't say the last tie because I thought the others were, but this is a brand that I'd heard of, but Petronius, I think that's how you say it. But this one here, whenever I looked up comps for this was in the 70s. And so, and that's not what they're selling for, that's what it sold for. And so obviously with this color and such, we've got a little bit more research to do. But if you're up in that neck of the woods, for picking up an item for a couple bucks, that's just fantastic. Polo Ralph, or excuse me, not Polo Ralph, this is Ralph Lauren, but short sleeve do really well, and this is a 2XB. Again, once you get up into those types of size ranges, you hit a better market in some shirts and things like that, and these are definitely one of those that it is. And so love finding that. That's usually in the 30s for us. Let's see. And then, J. Crew again. I thought there was only a couple of these in here. Surprise myself every now and then. But J. Crew, another one of those, and it's an extra small beige jacket. Again, these usually run around the 30s, sometimes low 40s for those. But these last two pieces are my two favorite pieces that I found. So saving the best for last for you of all the haul. So the tie was great. The Hermes, love that. Some of the other ones I showed you, but this one is one that looks really subtle, but you want to remember, John Elliott and Company. So we have found a pair of shorts. I found them for the first time, and it just stuck out the way the label and stuff was. Investigated it, and I want to say we sold that pair of shorts, and they were basketball shorts, for around $70 plus, a pair of basketball shorts. So this is a gray hoodie, and it's got full zip down at the bottom on both sides. And so whatever I looked up the comps on this, we were north of 70. And so looking forward to letting Debbie see that and getting her feedback there. This one was cool, and it was so funny. There was like 3 other people going through the racks in front of me, and I've never let that deter me from looking, because I find things even after those people move on. Today, this is absolutely proof of that. So whenever you are looking for labels of stuff, Todd Snyder is a heck of a great one. But whenever you can find it new with tag in the thrift, that's freaking awesome. And so this shirt here is an extra large, so great size. Last time that we had a new with tag, we've had it once before, it was a Todd Snyder polo. We sold that for $83. And it was a small. Extra large, we're going north of the 83 for this. I'll be very candid. I didn't look up the comp for this. I know what we sold the last one for. I know this brand. I know that if it's new, you snag it, and I snagged it. And then I made sure I picked out, because whenever I picked it up, the person that was right ahead of me look back like, what did I miss? And so I threw something cheap over it to make them think that I didn't know what the heck I was looking for, to be very honest with you. And just kept on going. But that is my best pickup of both of the hauls. But again, you can see several great pieces throughout. So just wanted to share that with you. Some brands that might be new to you. Not too long ago, they were new to me. But again, once I've seen them and once I've been made aware of them, the tags and names, you just seem to find them again. And so hope that helps you as it's helped me in the past learning from others, and we'll see you again in your future. Bye.